I had to draw my garment. So it's a sailor dress with a sailor collar, and it's like a jacket and a skirt, and it'll be a straight skirt and a jacket with a little bit of a peplum here, and it'll have some little crazy little extra added pieces of fabric that are all going to be separated. So I didn't know how to draw them, but can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good. I love the fit.
So
So
thank
cute.
you. It'll have a little box pleat in back and a zipper and 2 pockets. And the thing I'm excited about is that I found this magazine Threads, and it tells in here about the slot seam, and it's a seam that is hidden that you can't see.
Oh, that's
And so I'm going to put one of those in there somewhere. I don't know where, but
Cool.
so.
Do you know what fabric you're going to use for that one?
Yes, I have my fabric right here. It is, it's a pant weight, so it's a little heavier. It's like a men's dress pant kind of, but it's really drapeable, and I haven't burned it yet, but I need to burn it, and that would tell me the content, but I'm thinking it feels like wool, so a really nice wool. So I actually don't know if that's what it is yet, so, but it's navy blue, and so.
I love it.
Cool.
That was awesome.
So
I think your presentation was really good. Like, it was cool to see like the half scale and how you worked with that and showed your knowledge of doing the lines and everything on that. That was awesome to see. And then progressing towards your final project, when you show that one, it'll really show like how in depth you worked on it and how much time it really takes. And I've never done draping, but I like wanted to take the class so bad. So that's awesome that you were able to learn all that and show how you have your skills in it now, because that's definitely something that is needed and easier to do than like having to do the flat sketches. So having the skill to be able to do the draping is awesome. So,
okay, thank you. Because look, this is, I'll show you, they have a book, and I know in school you're familiar with Helen Joseph Armstrong,
mhm.
but this is draping for apparel design.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That book.
So it's awesome because it actually told me all the steps as I was draping. You know, it said, do this, do this, do this, you know, and I just followed her examples in her book. And, you know, it was fun. It was just really fun.
That's a good thing. It's fun that you weren't like frustrated or feeling down, you know, you actually like
Uh-huh.
and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, I like how you're showing the different steps that you're taking, learning how to do things on a smaller scale that are all leading up to your final project.
Yeah, because one of them actually, number five has the sailor collar on it. So here's the little sailor collar, here's the back, and here's the front. And I didn't actually sew the sailor collar on, but I just put it on there because, but this is what it would look like. And then this one might be a little longer, but it has to tie. So I'm gonna tie it right here. So that's why I really wanted to do a sailor collar, because it's on my final garment. So
yeah, that's something like unique too. You don't see a whole lot of them out there right now. So that's cute. I like it.
So I might just be clueless here, but what is draping versus other kind of garment making?
okay, let me show you. So here's a mannequin right here. Here's a mannequin. So see this fabric right here? Normally, you go to the store and you buy a pattern, and you take it out of its little packet and you lay it down on the table on your fabric and you cut it out. But in draping, you take a square piece of fabric, and you have to know the design in your head already. So you take square pieces of fabric and you put it on the mannequin and you make it look like the picture in your head. So what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be taking this and draping it on, because I made a mannequin of my body, So I'm going to be taking this fabric, and I have my mannequin. I'm going to take it and drape it on my size mannequin, and I'm going to turn it into the drawing I just showed you. So no pattern involved. And I
Just
just
straight
have
doing
to,
it on the model.
pardon?
You're just putting it straight onto the mannequin and fitting it right on.
That's right. So no
Cool.
pattern involved. So you just have to do it with your hands, and you have to, you know, like I'll have to take this fabric and I'll have to drape the darts out. You have to mark the center, the side, you have to mark your waistline, your bust line, you have to mark around your neck, and then you turn this into, you know, where your darts might be if I were doing darts. But so that's what draping is taking the fabric with nothing, you know. You just take it, and then you use pins and you pin it in there, you pin it on there, and then you have to draw lines of where your seams are, and then you take the first seam and sew it. And usually darts are first, then your side seams, then your, you know, anyway.
So there's not a whole lot of color involved with that.
Yeah.
They're cutting. Sorry, I don't know why I said color, but that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
Concept for me, because I'm always used to doing the tissue patterns and cutting it and sewing it, which takes a lot longer. So
Right. And when you start, you have to figure out the size of your fabric piece, you know,
yeah,
and so there's a lot involved, but it actually goes a little quicker than putting a pattern down, cutting it out, and sewing it together, and then finding out if it's going to fit you or not. And that's why a lot of women don't sew anymore, because they go to the store, they buy a pattern their size, they put it on their fabric, they cut it out, and when they get done sewing it, it doesn't fit them, and they're like, what happened?
like everybody's different. So
Yeah.
you need to jump into that. That's cool. Great. And how are you related to Paige?
I'm Paige's mom.
Oh, sweet. I saw the last name and I was like, I wonder if they're sisters or something. Like, that's awesome.
I have seen you up at school, Kelly.
Oh, yeah? That's awesome. Yeah, we had that together, Paige and I, and a lot of other classes. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let me see if I can unpin your video. Did that show up with your screen on everyone's computer?
Yeah, like I have 3 little boxes up there, and when each of us are speaking, it goes to us, I think. On my computer, just switch
Yeah,
it.
whoever's talking, it'll pull up to the main screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like make it so that one goes on for everyone, but I think if it's on mine, then it works. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, that would be the only thing I would have for you of when you're presenting it again is I don't know who you'd be presenting it to, so it might not actually matter, but explaining what draping is if it's someone who doesn't understand like me. But
Okay.
so I guess just knowing your crowd on who you're presenting to, make sure
Yeah,
you're
I'm presenting it. This is going to be scary because I'm presenting it to, she has her doctorate in sewing, I guess, or I don't know what she has her doctorate in, but it's Sister Bod down at BYU, and she is in charge of my graduation, and I'm presenting to her. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm afraid she's going to
Exciting.
ask me all these little detailed questions. The draping question was easy. You know, what is draping?
Right.
The techniques of it.
I'm afraid she's going to ask me, well, how much roll did you put on the sailor collar? Or how much, you know, because when you put that sailor collar together, you have to have 2 pieces. And right now I just did 1 piece. But you have to make one larger than the other, because when you turn a collar, the top part has to have more length to it because of the roll of the collar. So I'm afraid she's going to ask me, how much roll did you put in your sailor collar? And I'm like,
Enough.
yeah, I know. So I'm afraid she's going to ask me really detailed questions, but